Drop questions in the chat.
Amy, you want to make an opening statement? You can.
Opening statement is we most certainly do not want to get to a habit of any type of moral victories in our program. We want to, when we fight and scratch and claw that hard, we want to come out with wins. But I am very proud of the resiliency that we showed throughout the game and just battling one possession at a time. I thought we had some really good growth for our team and our program in this ball game. And I think we had a great showing down here in Indianapolis.
All right, we'll start with questions. First one from Brent.
Yeah, Amy, they only had, I think, 8 fast break points. What kind of improvements did you make with your transition defense from the first game against Maryland?
Yeah, well, I mean, they had at least 8 in the first 5 minutes at our place, transition points. So we kind of learned our lesson. I think they were really running it down our backs and really very aggressive. I think we knew we had to do a better job in that area to give ourselves a chance. And I thought our kids really committed to that. Better communication in transition defense and just getting our faces turned around so they didn't have ponytails and backsides to attack were keys. And I thought our kids bought into that, and we were able to mix our defense some today, and I think that kind of maybe had them a little bit off of attack mode as well.
All right, we'll go to Abby next.
Hi, Amy. Sam Hybe had 24 points today, 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Talk a little bit about her performance and how much she sparked you guys at the beginning of that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, she really, all season long, she's really just, she's dealt with a lot and still found a way to produce. And I thought this game was really no different. I thought that she was getting beat up out there. I mean, they were really giving her a lot of attention, and the game was very physical. And, I think, just 2 fouls called on Maryland in the first 3 quarters of the game. But Sam handled that with poise, and she took that contact and still found ways to produce, hit a couple big threes there in the fourth quarter to kind of spark us and give us a lead. But I think she just found a way to really prove that she can compete with the best in the country, and she's a pretty special player.
All right, we'll go back to Brent.
There in how the game ended, what did Maryland do the last 5 or 6 minutes to keep you from getting a field goal at the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of heated up and pressured up. We were trying to look to see if we could get an inside paint touch. They really brought help from the weak side. And then their ball pressure was pretty intense, which didn't allow us, one of our game plans was to find a way to really make them pay for over helping and looking at skip passes. But I think, they heated up their ball pressure, and they were very physical with our ball handlers, which made it difficult to be able to kind of get that ball skipped over and make them continue to pay for the overhelp.
Next, we'll go to Derek.
Yeah, that block charge call that got overturned off of Owusu's made basket. Was that a turning point, you think, just from a momentum standpoint?
Well, it's absolutely a turning point in just the circumstances of the game. I mean, it went from, 4-point game and our possession to they gave her an and one on that. And now it's a 7-point game. And so it's obviously a big kind of call right there. And it's a big turning point in the game. There's no question about it. But, what we had talked about in the game is just finding ways to overcome those kind of tough circumstances that you find yourself in all ball games. There's highs, there's lows, there's, calls that we're going to think are good calls and calls we're going to think are bad calls, depending on what side of it you're on. But certainly something that, we wanted to be able to kind of bounce back from that. I think it just stretched it out to enough of a lead that it became a little difficult from there.
Go ahead, Derek, with follow-up.
Yeah, just how tough is it to contain Ashley Owusu off the dribble. I mean, she was able to get to the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Like, just with kind of her style of play, how tough is it to keep her from getting past that first line of defense?
It's very tough. It's very tough. What a great player she is. And I think, one of the best in our league without question, obviously a first team all conference player and really was a candidate for player of the year in our league. I think she affects the game in so many ways. And today it was getting herself to the free throw line 11 times.
Back to Brent.
Yeah, with the season now, will you submit to try to play in the WNIT, or have you submitted to play in the WNIT?
We most definitely are wanting to extend our season if we have an opportunity to do that. I think this team deserves it. I think we've shown incredible growth. I think that, one of our big goals heading into the last couple weeks, and we really had a serious chat as a team about being kind of at the bottom 14th in a couple of our rebounding categories out of 14 teams in the league and 13th in one other, and really wanting to kind of improve that. And then to go up today against Maryland, who's one of the best rebounding teams and statistically speaking sits at the top in all those rebounding statistics, to out rebound them 39-32. I think it shows growth. I think, limiting them to 8 fast break points, it shows growth for our team. I think we're still improving. We're still getting better. And if we have an opportunity to continue to do that as a team together, we're going to take that. And I've seen what any type of postseason experience can do for the players that are going to be returning, heading into the off season, kind of learning from postseason. So it's something that we'll most definitely want to take advantage of if we get the opportunity.
And we'll go back to Derek.
Yeah, I have kind of a bigger picture question. I saw national people online talking about Sam Hybe kind of as this game was going on and as she was sort of taking over at the start of the fourth quarter. I mean, the people that see her every day know how great she is, but this one seemed like a big stage for her and she completely stepped up. Do you think that this can be sort of a springboard for her to even bigger and better things moving forward?
Well, I sure hope so, Derek. I think that, that we've seen her kind of springboard. I thought that when she hit the game winner earlier in the season against Northwestern, it really seemed to really kind of be a springboard that just aided in her confidence. And then now to do it against a team that's one of the, probably going to be a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, or if not, one of the top 2 seeds. And to do that when they were giving as much traffic and attention to her, I think that that's something that should really build confidence. She scored her 1,000th point as a Husker and college athlete here today. And so there's a lot of things that I'm very hopeful that really just will continue to rise Sammy's expectations of herself and people's alertness to what a special player she is.
All right, any last questions for Coach? All right, that'll wrap it up. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Amy.